Well, the other day we had lightning strike. Either our house or real close nearby sent an electrical charge through and kind of knocked out some of our electrical appliances. Our garage door opener stopped working. So today I'm going to attempt to replace with very similar or exact model of this, so that way I won't have to replace the whole entire track and keypads and everything, or even the brackets. I'm just going to try to replace the box itself. So when I went out to buy a new garage door opener, I wanted to keep, like I said, a lot of the same brackets and connections, so I could just hopefully just change out the actual unit itself. For me, the one that I previously had, it's a few years old, about 7 years old, so they kind of made some slight modifications to it. This appears to be pretty much the exact same model. It's the Chamberlain smart garage door opener. This is a 1/2 horsepower belt drive. The only difference in my previous one to this one that I can see so far is this one comes with 2 garage door clip openers for your car, the sensors, and then the wall opener as well. My previous one had a keypad, and I'm hoping that the keypad will work with the new unit as well. Alright, one of the first things I'm going to do, of course, is unplug it. Alright, taking a look here. Belt comes in here, so it appears I'm going to have to undo this screw, and it looks like there's one right inside there. This is bolted on with a bolt here and one up here. And that should take that whole belt and arm system off. And then from the bracket, I have the bolt here and one on this side as well. See these wires here, follow those down, and they plug in there, hoping that those are okay. Okay. This here will actually swing down, so I'm going to go ahead and get that lower down. Trying to force this before a little bit, I kind of broke it, so I'm going to go ahead and lower that down now so I can get full access. Okay, after opening the box and looking through it, it comes with a user guide, but that's just how to use the unit, the keypads, and so forth. It does not tell you anything about how to install this. They just assume that you're going to have hired a contractor to come out and do this. So doing this myself, one of the things I want to make sure is that each one of these wires, where they're plugged in at, ends up being the same. So I'm just going to take some paper tape and I'm going to mark which wire is which, so that when it goes becomes time to install the new one, I'll be able to match it up exactly. Okay, I got the first red wire out, basically just kind of wiggled it, pulled it straight out. Now I'm going to go to each one of the additional wires and do the same thing. And there I have it, all the wires simply just pulled out. Okay, now for these 2 screws that are right in here. They actually have a hex head on them, so I'm going to use a 1/4 inch socket to go ahead and loosen those up. Alright, remove those 2 screws, can take this cap off. This belt feels like it has a lot of tension on it, so I'm going to figure out now what I have to do to actually take that off. Okay, I see we have the belt that comes and it's hooked here, and then on this side I got this spring here. Looks like a little square nut on the end of it with this screw. So I'm going to attempt to loosen this up to get the tension off the spring and loosen it. Maybe I can disconnect it over here. Okay, I'm using a 7/18 or 7/16, excuse me, wrench. Fits right on here. So I'm going to begin loosening it All right, that seems to have loosened this up pretty good. Looks like this has to do like a little 90-degree turn, so I'm just gonna pull that in a little bit. Try to wiggle it out. Let's see if we can get this. Okay, that seems like it has loosened this up quite a bit here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this out now. All right, just gonna press forward here a little bit, turn, belt comes out. Okay, so one of the things I'm a little worried about is when I disconnect this having the weight drop down on the garage door. Found some wire here, I'm gonna run it through the brackets and through here to be able to help support it a little bit. There, I just used some picture frame wire hanger here. I kind of doubled it up just to give it a little bit more strength. I don't think the whole thing was going to fall, but I just wanted to give it a little extra support. Okay, so the socket that we're going to use is a 1/2-inch socket. It's going to fit right here, and on the brackets here and here as well. I'm going to go ahead now and loosen those and take this unit off. Okay, I got the nut here and here off. These are well loosened here and here. Now all I'm going to do is pull these 2 bolts out and this whole unit will just go straight down. Okay, there we go. Old unit down. Those wires are still there ready. Have this supported with a little extra in the belt right there. All right, so now it's time to get this new unit hooked up and installed up there where the old one was. Okay, I went ahead and put the new unit up there. As you can see, I haven't tightened the bolts yet, but I just connected the bolts through the existing brackets and these 2 here. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten those up. As you can see here, they came greased up here. It looks a little excessive. I just went and threw some medical gloves on. I'm going to spread some of that off and get the big gobs of it off. Okay, it's time to try to put this belt back on. Okay, since I'm not able to get the tension, it's because the spring was loosened out. So I'm going to just begin to tighten the spring up. Make sure that it has a lot of tension on it that allow me to stretch the belt a little bit better. Okay, I got the belt all hooked up. One of the things I did prior to taking it apart is I took a picture of this unit so I could see how much of the screw was out here and here, so that I could try to match it as close as possible, get the same type of tension that it originally had. So I'm gonna go ahead and start to tighten that back up to about the similar spot. Okay, at this time I'm gonna take this cap. It's gonna screw on right here like so. Okay, just gonna put the screw in here and here, and it'll be done. All right, at this time, I labeled which one went into the left tube and this one went into the right tube. I'm going to go ahead and insert those wires back into these spots and then move on to the next step. All right, I took and checked to make sure that these light bulbs work before installing them on this unit. They both work. I put them in. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug the unit in. I went ahead, plugged the unit in. Lights immediately came on. That's a good sign. Now I'm going to program the keypads and everything to see how it works. And there you have it. New Chamberlain garage door opener installed. All you have to do from this point forward is follow the instructions for programming the device.